was given medicine that was not prescribed to her at all by Dr. Mamonescus. Keela unlawfully gave my sister Percocets that were not prescribed to my sister at all. They give my sister the pills. She did not put them in my sister's hand, any of that. She put them in my sister's mouth and gave my sister the pills.
March 6th, 2025. A young woman sits in a Miami clinic chair, her phone camera capturing what she doesn't know will be her final moments of pure joy. Her name was Ahmonique Miller, but her friends called her Scar. 28 years old, a mother to a 1-year-old baby girl, and a woman with big dreams. I'm here at Vanoplastic Surgery. I'm getting my surgery with Dr. Mamonescus. I'm getting my BBL round 2. I'm getting HD lipo and arm lipo, and I'm also getting J plasma. I'm super excited. His energy is so well. The office staff is super nice. They made me feel super comfortable. I am just happy that I'm going with a bonnet, and I know that this is going to be the best. I can't wait to see my results. Look at that excitement in her voice, y'all. That hope, that anticipation for a better version of herself. But see, what Ahmonique didn't know, what none of us knew watching that video, was that less than 30 hours later, she'd be gone. And it wasn't going to be some freak surgical accident or some rare complication. Nah, what happened to Ahmonique was something way more sinister, way more preventable, and honestly, way more infuriating. Let me tell you all about Ahmonique Miller. This wasn't just some Instagram baddie trying to get more followers. This was a real woman with real dreams and real responsibilities. She was running 2 businesses back home in Las Vegas, had employees depending on her, and was working on her music career. Smart as a whip, beautiful inside and out, and devoted to that little baby girl of hers. Her sister Kiera, just 19 years old, was her ride or die. These 2 sisters had that bond. You know what I'm saying? They supported each other through everything. So when they decided to get their procedures done, they planned it together. They researched together. They traveled to Miami together. Because Miami, that's where you go when you want that work done right. Or at least that's what they thought. Both sisters chose a Vanoplastic Surgery clinic on West Flagler Street. Now this wasn't some back alley spot. This was a legit facility with Dr. Algerd Memeniscus, a board-certified plastic surgeon with over 20 years of experience and an Ivy League background. On paper, everything looked perfect. Ahmonique was getting the whole package, a Brazilian butt lift, which for those who don't know, that's where they take fat from other parts of your body and inject it into your buttocks for more volume and shape. Plus she was getting liposuction for contouring. Now I gotta keep it real with y'all, BBLs are risky. They're among the most dangerous cosmetic surgeries out there, mainly because if that fat gets injected wrong and hits a vein, it can travel to your lungs and kill you. But when the doctors checked Ahmonique out beforehand, they said she was healthy and a good candidate. They're taking such good care of us here, she told her followers, voice full of hope and confidence. March 6th, 2025, surgery day. Both sisters went under the knife and everything seemed to go smooth. No complications reported during the actual procedures. Ahmonique was probably thinking the hard part was over, you know? She'd made it through the surgery. Now all she had to do was heal up and enjoy her new body. But here's where things get real twisted real quick. See, Florida has this rule that facilities like Vanoplastic Surgery gotta discharge their patients within 24 hours after surgery. So these sisters needed somewhere to recover, and that's how they found Kayla's recovery house through social media. For $1,500, they could get a 6-night stay in what was supposed to be a supportive environment for people healing after surgery. Y'all, this is where everything went left. Kayla's recovery house, located at 3637 SW 4th Street in Miami, was owned by someone named Keela Oliver. Now listen to this carefully, because this is the part that's going to make your blood boil. This woman, Keela Oliver, had 0 medical training, 0 healthcare credentials. This facility wasn't registered as an assisted living place, wasn't registered as a medical establishment, didn't have any kind of healthcare licensing whatsoever. But they were taking people's money to recover after major surgery. In Miami, this kind of thing is everywhere. These unlicensed recovery houses pop up like mushrooms, taking advantage of people who need somewhere to heal after procedures. And the crazy part? The authorities know about it. But somehow these places keep operating in the shadows. So Ahmonique and Kiera get to this recovery house, and almost immediately, things start going wrong. Remember, after surgery like this, you're supposed to have very specific medications, pain management, stuff to prevent infections, all prescribed by your doctor. Well, guess what? Ahmonique's prescribed medications were never picked up from the pharmacy. Let me say that again. The medications her doctor prescribed for her recovery never got picked up. Instead, this woman, Keela Oliver, remember, she has no medical training, no license, no legal authority to give anybody any kind of medication. She starts giving Ahmonique drugs that weren't prescribed to her. According to Kira and the police records, Ahmonique was given 2 Percocet tablets with oxycodone from an unlabeled pill bottle, not her prescription, an unlabeled bottle. But wait, it gets worse. She was also given muscle relaxants, but not muscle relaxants prescribed to her. Nah, these came from her sister Kira's prescription. This woman just gave one sister's medication to the other sister, like they were sharing candy or something. When the police questioned Keila Oliver later, you know what she said? She admitted it. She admitted she gave Ahmonique these medications, and she admitted she wasn't licensed to practice medicine or nursing. It was sometime between noon and 1 p.m. on March 7th when they put Ahmonique to bed. After giving her these drugs, she was supposed to just rest, get some sleep, let her body heal. She never woke up. Now here's what really gets me upset about this whole situation. They didn't check on her for hours. They didn't check on this woman. It wasn't until that evening, when people started wondering why she hadn't gotten up, that anybody went to see about her.
9:30 p.m., March 7th. That's when Kayla's staff finally checked on Ahmonique and found her unresponsive. By the time Miami Police and Fire Rescue got there, she was lying face down, heavily bandaged, with clear signs of rigor mortis. You know what rigor mortis means? It means she'd been dead for hours already.
Hours, y'all. This woman died alone in that room and nobody even knew. She was pronounced dead at 10:26 p.m., but the medical examiner said she'd been gone way before that. And here's the thing that really makes you mad. Not a single person in that recovery house had any medical training. Not one person knew how to provide critical care or even recognize when someone was in distress. Back home in Las Vegas, a 1-year-old little girl was waiting for her mama to come home. The Miami-Dade medical examiner's report told the whole ugly truth. Ahmonique Miller died from acute combined drug toxicity. The toxicology test showed she had a lethal combination of oxycodone and something called bromozolam in her system. Now let me break this down for y'all, because this part is crucial. Bromozolam is what they call a designer benzodiazepine. It's not FDA approved, meaning it's not a legitimate medication. This stuff is often found in illegal or counterfeit pills, and it's dangerous as hell, especially when you mix it with opioids like oxycodone. These 2 drugs together, they suppress your breathing. They make it so your body can't get the oxygen it needs. The medical examiner was clear. It was these drugs, taken in the hours after Ahmonique's surgery, that killed her. When you're sleeping and your breathing gets suppressed like that, you just stop. And here's what's really important to understand. The autopsy found no signs of surgical complications. No fat embolism, no bleeding, no infection. None of the stuff that usually kills people after BBL surgery. Ahmonique's surgery went fine. Her doctor did his job. She should have healed up and gone home to her baby. Instead, she died because someone with no medical training gave her a lethal cocktail of drugs. After Ahmonique died, law enforcement opened a homicide investigation. They quickly figured out that Kayla's recovery house was operating completely illegally. No healthcare licensing, no assisted living licensing, no pharmacy licensing, nothing. The owner had admitted to giving unprescribed medications to multiple patients, not just Ahmonique. But you know what's really going to make you mad? As of June 2025, there's no public record of criminal charges being filed against Keila Oliver. The investigation is still ongoing. This woman allegedly killed someone through criminal negligence, and she's still walking free. Meanwhile, facilities just like Kayla's recovery house are still operating all over South Florida, still taking people's money, still putting lives at risk. The same regulatory gaps that killed Ahmonique are wide open, waiting for the next victim. See, this ain't about vanity or personal choices or judging people for wanting to look a certain way. This is about a system that failed a young mother in the most devastating way possible. Studies show that South Florida had at least 25 BBL deaths from fat embolism alone between 2010 and 2022. But Ahmonique didn't die from surgical complications. She died because Florida allows unlicensed operators to drug vulnerable patients with impunity. Think about it. You save up your money, you do your research, you go to a legitimate doctor at a legitimate clinic. You think you've done everything right. Then you trust the wrong people with your recovery, and it costs you your life. Ahmonique had dreams, y'all. She was building businesses, she was working on her music, she had a baby girl who needed her. She documented her whole journey online because she was excited, she was hopeful, she believed everything was going to work out. Hey guys, it's surgery day, so it's 8:30. My surgery is at 9:30. Hooray for me. I FaceTimed my baby and gave her a kiss through the phone. I am not scared, I'm just scared for when I wake up because coming off anesthesia is a shit show. But yeah, pray for me, keep your prayers with me, wish me a speedy recovery. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see. Those were some of her last recorded words, full of hope, full of life, ready for her transformation. She gave her baby a kiss through the phone, not knowing it would be the last time she'd ever see her daughter's face. What happened to Ahmonique Miller represents a larger problem in our community and beyond. Too many of us are traveling to places like Miami for procedures, putting our trust in systems that don't have our best interests at heart. We're vulnerable when we're healing, and there are people out there who see that vulnerability as an opportunity to make money, not as a responsibility to provide care. This case exposes the dark side of the beauty industry, the medical tourism industry, and the regulatory failures that allow unlicensed facilities to operate in the shadows. Ahmonique trusted the wrong people at the most vulnerable moment of her life, and it cost her everything. Her sister Kira had to watch all of this happen, had to see her big sister, her best friend, die in a place that was supposed to help her heal, had to go home and explain to a 1-year-old why mama wasn't coming back. The tragedy is that this was completely preventable. If Ahmonique had gotten her prescribed medications, if she'd been monitored by actual medical professionals, if that recovery house had been properly licensed and regulated, if someone had checked on her sooner, if. As of now, the investigation continues, but justice feels far away. Keila Oliver hasn't been charged. Kayla's recovery house and places like it continue to operate. The system that failed Ahmonique is still in place, still putting other people at risk. But we can honor Ahmonique's memory by speaking her name, by sharing her story, and by demanding better, by pushing for stronger regulations, better oversight, and real consequences for people who put profit over patients' lives. If this story touched you, if it made you angry, if it made you sad, I need you to do something about it. Share this video. Start conversations in your communities about the risks of unlicensed recovery facilities. If you or someone you know is planning to have surgery, do your research not just on the surgeon, but on every aspect of your recovery. Ask questions, demand to see licenses, make sure your medications are coming from licensed pharmacies and being administered by licensed professionals. Don't let what happened to Ahmonique happen to anybody else. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this case. Have you heard about similar situations? What do you think needs to change? Your voice matters, and together we can push for the accountability and justice that Ahmonique deserves.